Oh! I can't do it. I can't do it. Help! No, Riley, no! No!
I know there are people who don't think being transgender is a thing, and this video is not for them.
This video is I can't even remember. Trans women are not biologically male. Trans women are not biologically male. Okay, let's watch at least 3 seconds before I start yelling again.
This video is for the people who say, yes, trans women are women, but they are still biologically male.
Because you're born with a dick. When you first see you, scientifically, you go, hey, look at that cock there. Little baby cock. That's a biological male. And then we've all agreed, all right, you want to be trans. All right, you can shift over, take your hormones, do your shit when you're of age. And then you're a female. But don't say that that having a dick doesn't mean you're a male biologically. Fuck science. Science, bitch.
Because while their intentions might be good, the impact that these words have is actually very harmful.
To who? To what? The truth? I'm the truth, and science is the truth. And the truth is, a cock is a male organ, and a vagina is a female organ. Now, if you're trans and you shift over your gender, that's completely fine. I'm totally cool with trans people. I'm totally cool with it. But do not, I can't, I think this is a test. I think Riley is like a test to see how early can one man have a heart attack.
Trans women are not male, and saying that they are allows some people to justify the mistreatment of trans people.
Oh, having a dick means you're biologically a male. Let's start beating trans people now. Yeah, fuck you. Mistreatment of trans. No one is going, you're biologically a male, you fucking cunt. No one's doing that. We're talking about science.
So I'm going to assume that you already really believe that trans women are women. If you don't believe that, this video isn't meant to convince you. Maybe instead of leaving an angry comment, you could go do some research into what it means to be transgender.
I know what it means to be transgender. I have trans friends. It means you're born one gender, your mind doesn't fit in that gender. Therefore, as you grow up, you transition, and now you're another gender. But do not tell me that when you're born, you are, his dick must be a female, because it doesn't matter. What the fuck, Chris, are we watching? Every time I see this.
I will leave some links in the description to some very good resources to get you started. Alright, so let's say that you're trying to be a good ally to trans people and you heard that sex and gender are two different things.
Yes, it is entirely true. Biologically, dicks being male is a social construct. No, it's what we called it immediately because of science.
Sex is biological and gender is a social construct. That's not entirely true. Sex and gender are two different things, but they're both partly social constructs, just in different ways. For a long time, gender has been assigned to people based on their perceived sex. A doctor looks at a baby's genitals and determines what gender it will be raised as. Because
99.999% of the time, when you see a dick, they're usually a male. Am I crazy? Am I talking nonsense? Even Blair White would even say, yes, Andy, you are right. God bless Blair White. I love her. She's fantastic. Born a boy, grew up a woman, and she's doing great.
In our culture, this used to be unquestionable fact. You were raised as the gender you were assigned at birth, and being transgender wasn't an option. This doesn't mean that trans people didn't exist. We've existed as long as humans have existed, but being transgender was not a mainstream topic of discussion.
Which is completely fine, but biologically, we have named these organs because a vast majority of the time, they are what they seem to be. If there was, let's say, 50% of males transition to females, then I'd be like, all right, yeah, like dicks don't make sense. It could be for anyone. But that doesn't happen. Riley, God, take some hormones, remove that Adam's apple. So distracting.
Today, many of us recognize that gender is far more complicated than a person's perceived sex, and we're able to acknowledge that people can be transgender.
For a minority, for a fraction of human beings out there. But you take it by a case-by-case basis. You don't just go, cocks are not male, vaginas aren't female, construct. Most men I know have dicks. And by most, I mean all.
Gender was a social construct before and still is now, but how we construct it has changed. Now we can say that your gender is based on how you identify because we realized that basing gender on perceived sex was oppressive.
Because perceiving a gender is oppressive. So looking at a man and going, that's a man, that's oppressive because it might be a chick. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a joke. Riley, you got me. You got me. Oh, fuck Riley.
Again, I'm not really talking about society at large because a lot of people still don't fully understand what it means to be transgender, but I mean within trans-accepting communities. However, even within these communities, binary sex has, for some reason, stuck around as the same kind of unquestionable fact that we used to think gender was. I've made a video before about intersex conditions and how sex isn't a perfect binary, but for now let's just talk about what it means to be male or female.
It's having a dick or a pussy or transitioning later in life.
Because I would argue that sex needs to go through the same change that gender has already gone through. It's not a static fact, it's a social construct. I'm sure that some people are having this knee-jerk reaction that sex is based on biology.
Yeah. Should fucking knee myself in the fucking face.
We should go get you to a doctor, man.
People will keep commenting, Andrew, you're gonna have a heart attack at 30. That's next year.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
done.
that might be this year, buddy.
I give me 3 months tops and I'm done.
Sex is a way of categorizing humans based on a combination of a few traits: chromosomes, genitals, gonads, hormones, and secondary sex characteristics like facial hair or breast development. Most people never have their chromosomes tested. They're not tested at birth and they're not tested at regular checkups. Unless your doctor suspects that something might be wrong with your chromosomes, you'll probably never have them tested in your life, and you certainly can't tell a person's chromosomes by looking at them. Hormones are also not visible without a test, and genitals and gonads are usually not visible most of the time. So the way that most people have of determining someone's sex is simply their secondary sex characteristics that developed in puberty.
I think if we're going dicks or pussies, we could at least have the, the majority of the initial knowing if it's a male or, I don't even know. This is pointless to debunk. This is like debunking, why is it wet when it rains? Anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have a live stream. Me, Jeff Holiday, Reese from Nightmare Fuel, and Bearing. And we'll be doing a discussion on certain things that Armoured Skeptic have said about certain people. So stay tuned tonight. And I guess I'll put the invitation out there for Armoured Skeptic to swing by if he wants to defend himself. But we need to talk. We need a little talk. Just a little talk. Peace.